The other morning I looked at my wife and I said, you know what my favorite part of the day is? And she's like, waking up next to me? And I'm all like, yeah. You know what my second favorite part of my day is? Coming home from work and finding a package from Automaton Toys. Thank you, Automaton Toys! Hello and welcome to yet another review. Today I'm going to do something that I've never ever reviewed before, so this will be kind of cool. Toy line from Tonka, actually brought into America by Tonka, originally from Bandai, and it is Gobots. Mighty robots, mighty vehicles, Gobots! So sit down, stick around. So here we go with our review of Gobots. Today we're going to do a quick review of Leader-1 and a quick review of CyKill, which are both the Guardian and Renegade leaders, respectively. We're also not going to do the small figures, we're also going to do the Super Gobots as well. So Super Gobots CyKill and Super Gobot Leader-1. Just so you don't feel like you're, ripped off by this because it's just Gobots. Gobots actually started in the 1980s. A lot of people don't know, or what a lot of people don't know, and people always complain that Gobots are like rip-offs of Transformers. When in reality, Gobots actually first appeared in North America before Transformers. They were produced by Bandai in Japan, and then Tonka brought them over, as Hasbro was bringing over Transformers. And the reason why Transformers made it big and Gobots didn't is because they had no marketing. Which you'll see later on here. I'm going to show you packaging and stuff like that. So this is Leader-1, as you can see, leader of the Gobots. F-14 jet. Transformation of this guy, extremely simple, as with all Gobots. You flip over the wings here. You can pull out the back of the nose cone. Pull in his arms, like so. Pull out the wings. Push the two legs in, and you have a fighter jet. So as you can only imagine, Leader-1 came with no accessories. Pretty much it is what you get here, as you can see. There's nothing superly fancy about him. Very simple figure. Like I showed before, very simple transformation. And there you have him. Leader-1, leader of the Guardians, who are the good guys in Gobots. So as you can see here on CyKill, he's a little more complex than Leader-1, but not overly. I mean, all you gotta do is remove the tires here from the respective areas on him. Which afterwards you have just the robot here. CyKill, two arms come up like this. Push them in. Take his legs, kind of bring them down a bit. Now you're going to need to also, you actually have another piece here, which is the engine for CyKill. So the engine actually fits into two grooves down here. So you push that in. Take the tires, actually you can pull this out a bit. Put one tire in the front here, where his hands are, so that he grabs the wheel, as you can see. And the back side here, same thing. I'm going to put in the tire here. So you have CyKill, as you can see, in motorbike mode. Not a very big figure, pretty small. Gobots were never big. One thing that Gobots were kind of neat for, though, is to actually scale one to the other. Like in Transformers when you had something like Metroplex, and then right next to him, you had, I don't know, Power Master Prime. It was like the same size. It's kind of neat. So they're all scale, which is kind of cool. So I want to bring attention here to something else and another concept. As you can see here, these are actually repaints, carded repaints. They're still sealed here. This is what a Gobot packaging would look like. We'll go into more detail after, just to show you. It's nothing big. Gobots never had any tech specs, anything like that, any criteria or anything that talked about him, so which kind of made, you know, the character kind of bland. Names were really bland. Instructions are right here basically on how to transform them, kind of like the carded Transformers of the time. Box art though was always actually very neat because he had both modes, which was very cool. As you can see, this is kind of a cool concept here for Leader-1 and then for the CyKill here. The blue Leader-1 and the black CyKill. And something that's kind of cool, as you can see here with the black CyKill and the blue Leader-1, these are actually repaints of the leaders. And this is something that actually Hasbro will borrow, or this whole phenomenon will be borrowed later on when we see the numerous times that Optimus Prime is repainted, and especially Megatron repainted into Galvatron, and the Robots in the Skies, Armada, Energon series, all that. So every time you see that, basically, it's kind of an homage to these guys, because these guys were the first ever leaders to be repainted. So definitely something that Hasbro did take from this toy line, if you ask me. That's one thing that they did take, is that fact. So if you're ever looking at your Energon Galvatron, you're like, oh, I'm so glad it's repainted Megatron, it's awesome. You can thank Gobots for that. Very cool. Now, Super Gobots, here's Leader-1, because we're going to do Leader-1 and CyKill, so I brought out Leader-1 here in the box. The box were a little different, a little nicer, as you can see here. Nice art on the front. Open her up, and you have actually a little bio here, which is kind of cool. Something that, you know, that we haven't had before on the carded figures. So we got Leader-1 here in the package, as you can see. Tucked away in foam, which is awesome. Definitely cool, because a figure this size in the Hasbro series for Transformers would be put on a bubble and not a card. So it's cool to have the styrofoam. And the back here, you pretty well got the instructions like you would on the normal carded figures. So we're going to go ahead and take this guy out, then we're going to review this Leader-1 and review CyKill. So we're going to start with the Leader-1, and as you can see, this Leader-1 is a lot bigger than this Leader-1. Huge difference in size, makes it very cool. Same transformation though on this guy, nothing different. Pull out the back wings, pull out the nose cone here, bring in the arms, bring up the fins, push down the legs, and there you have a nice F-14 or F-15. Something that's different though on this guy, as opposed to the normal size one here in the back. Normal size one has the landing gears pretty much already there. This one here, they actually come out. You can pull them out, which is very cool. A lot of people don't realize this, but the Gobot line for these types, the Super Gobots, was actually very, very, very well done. Bandai did a great job on these guys, definitely. With the exception of some of the cars, they're all like repaints one of another. But for the oddball, plane, motorbike, other vehicles, Black Hawk helicopter, I should say. Very cool. So you can see chrome in the back here for the thrusters. This is all die cast. You can hear it. It's very cool. This guy's got a lot of weight to him. This whole part here, this whole section here, underneath right there, this is all die cast metal right here. It's very cool. One thing the Gobots didn't basically scrounge on, or didn't cut back on, was die cast, which is awesome. So Leader-1 looks cool. Usually you see these guys with this guy with stickers here on the wings and that. Mine doesn't have any stickers, but usually that's the way you would see him. Get a close up here of the face. Pretty cool. Alright. So now we move on to CyKill. And CyKill is a lot different than his smaller companion here. As you can see here, like we showed you earlier, you got to remove the engine, and then you got to take the wheels and put them on the sides. In this case, the engine and the wheels are actually on the back here, and they'll stay attached to this thing here in the back. So all you basically got to do is move CyKill's arms a bit. You got to pull on the back engine, like so, to actually bring it towards the front. But this part here is sometimes a little tricky to do because of his arms. So you bring it there. And just like the original one, it's kind of the same other principle. The rest of it's pretty much the same. You're going to put the wheels in the appropriate slots. So bring this up. Fold out the wheel just a little bit there. As you can see, this is going to hook on there. The back here, same thing. You can hear the clickety click of die cast, which is beautiful. Bring that down here, bring that down here, and take the tie right there. So there you have it. Again, CyKill main body here, all this body, this is all die cast. Very cool, very heavy toy. Rolls with the greatest of ease, as you can see. Very cool. So again, size comparison. There really is no comparison. One is definitely a lot bigger than the other one. So, Gobots are cool. Super Gobots are freaking awesome. So I'll just take some quick shots of all this stuff and then give you my final review. So regardless of their size, CyKill, definitely awesome. Can't say enough about this guy. Leader-1, same thing, definitely awesome. Of course the Super Gobots are still a lot cooler than the normal ones, but they're still very neat. I like the way they kept the scale. On the cards, as you can see, box art was always awesome, because it had both modes, very cool. The whole fact that we had repaints of the leaders and all that, something that Transformers will definitely adopt in the 2000s, especially in the case of Galvatron, which is very cool. Black CyKill here, same thing. Very neat. Definitely a very cool color scheme they chose, especially on the black CyKill, I find. It's very cool. Black and neon green. Very cool. And then last but certainly not least, you have your good old Super Gobot boxes here. Definitely very cool box art here too. So overall, you cannot go wrong at $14.29 at Riffs. You cannot go wrong with the Gobot line. And anybody that tells you Gobots is crap is sadly mistaken. These guys are freaking cool, if you ask me. They've always been cool. Not as cool as Transformers, probably because we never got a good, well, actually a really good, we never got a really good show. I mean, Gobots, the show was pretty rough. I'd still like to see it come out on DVD though. I would buy it. But definitely a piece of the 80s, no doubt about it. So until next time, guys, take care. Later.